Our illustrious drooler of a ruler, our indentures civil servant, the man known around the world and especially to the Pope as the shit, President Joseph Robinette Biden III has done it again. No, not pooped himself. Well, not only pooped himself. I mean, he's probably pooping himself. Somewhere out there, Joe Biden's probably pooping himself. What I'm talking about, he's appointed yet another black female to a historic first position of power. Nancy Gabbana Abudu. It may sound like what that dude pulling people's hearts out in the Temple of Doom was saying, but it's actually the name of Biden's appointee to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. Now, Nancy, and I'm going to call her Nancy because that's the only part of the name that I'm reasonably sure I've got right. Anyway, she is the Deputy Legal Director for the Southern Poverty Law Center and also worked over at the ACLU for over a decade. And when you know it, she's got a really interesting legal perspective on, guess what? Voter suppression. Now, if you're a person who needs blood pressure medication, make sure you took it today because I'm about to make the veins in your neck potentially pop. This expert in the law stated in an interview over a decade ago that requirements of photo ID and proof of citizenship to vote constitute voter suppression. Now, it's a 2011 interview we're talking about. She hasn't been hiding the ball at all. She's been now she's been nominated for one of the higher court positions in the land. Now, do I think for one moment that Joe Biden isn't capable of nominating someone to a position purely based on race and gender, completely overlooking whether or not they're competent? Of course I don't think that, because our current vice president has a rating score of a great golf hole. But on the other hand, when midterm elections are right around the corner and not far after that, what is sure to be one of the more interesting presidential races we've ever had, and that's saying a lot, folks, I do think that people in his administration might have some darker intentions and perhaps suggesting her to the president. Well, absolutely, I think that. Folks, the great and wise philosopher Patrick Swayze once told us, you never put baby in a corner, and he was right. In this case, we conservatives have, over the course of the past year in particular, backed the left, especially the hard left, into a corner, and that's a good thing. It's good that we've taken back a lot of the ground we'd previously ceded to them, and that we're finally standing up as an American people for the principles the left has worked so hard to undermine. It's a good thing that the electoral seesaw has begun tipping the other way, and that even some on the left are waking up to the evil machinations of their own side. All of this is good, but it puts baby in a corner, and baby gets cagey and unpredictable when she's in a corner. Look, I don't have to explain to you the reasons why expecting some legal form of identification and proof of citizenship is a vitally important aspect of the voting process. I mean, come on. It used to be the case that only men who own land could vote. Now we're cracking the whip on people who think that if you're going to vote, you should at least have a stake in the outcome. I mean, give me a break. If you're listening out there and you can't vote because you don't have an ID or proof of citizenship, you got a bigger fish to fry before you weigh in on the politics that affect me and the rest of the country. This is what's going to happen, guys. I'm telling you, we've backed them in the corner, and they're going to pull out everything they can. Even Chuck Schumer the other day said, if they can't push these things through the Senate, it's time to change the rules. And trust me when I tell you, they want to change the rules. Chuck Schumer.